You spoke a lot about the pandemic at the beginning of the interview. I'd love to know, how did you survive it? We're still in it though.
Yeah, we are still in it, but I think somehow it's kind of gone. I quit my job in October 2019, and the pandemic, like the lockdown, came in March. So that was hardly 6 months. Little did I know that I'm quitting my job and the pandemic is coming. But my boss was willing to take me back. She said, Leah, if you're not safe, but I couldn't go back. I knew this is a baby that had to be taken care of. I had to nurture my baby. And what really helped me at the beginning was the masks. We sold over 2,500 masks. Actually, I say 3,000 because we had some we were just dashing. Like if you bought food for 30 euros, you got a mask for free. So I was chosen among other people in this area to do masks for the state.
Oh, that's amazing.
Yeah. We sold masks 2,000 euros a week. It was amazing. And then we started the delivery because food trucks are not restaurants. We are mobile. So we were allowed to stand at certain points and people could pick food. We did deliveries. I had 3 drivers, myself too. I delivered food and it's crazy. You reach, you give, the next call comes, we won't. And I would say a lot of people who ate with us from the companies really supported us. And then the guy who just hit it all is Stefan Winkler from this market. If you see, this is Edeka. And you can watch his video. It's like a month ago that I shot a video about him. He stood by me. He gave me this space. We don't pay water. We don't pay electricity. I don't pay nothing. Nothing, totally nothing. At the beginning.
Yeah, but I was quite moved by your testimony. I watched it on your YouTube channel when you say that, when you spoke about how you started this Nyong'o and how you got this kid.
Yes.
Yeah. And you say that they gave you some money or something?
No, it was not money, but what he did is equivalent. Now it's even more, but until the video, it was equivalent to 14,000 euros. That's what I saved. Because to get such a space, for a weekend, we pay 595 to 790 for a weekend.
Wow.
And that's a lot.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah, Stefan helped me a lot. He helped me survive.
Because you spoke about money, I still remember something like that. So
I was trying to put in, to balance what he gave me, what I saved, and how much money that could be.
Yeah. I find your YouTube channel quite inspirational. Yeah, I get quite motivated.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Thank you so much. Thank you.
And I'd also like to know, how did you overcome the challenges of an immigrant here? Like, so many people are now in depression or falling into depression because of the pressure here. How did you overcome that? Did you ever get to a point where you felt like, I can't do it anymore, I just want to give up, I want to go back
I was about to give up before I went to school. I think after going to school to study this bilingual correspondence, it really helped me because then I knew, I don't know, I kind of felt like I have value. But I want to tell everybody out there, it doesn't matter if you speak German or you don't. You are valuable. I love
that.
Of course you are, because I say the same thing. You don't expect a German to go to Kenya and start speaking Swahili. And that doesn't make him stupid. That doesn't make him blue. Because when we come here, someone says, even she doesn't speak German. She wasn't born in Germany. How can she speak? She needs to learn. I think the very first thing I would say is to, I personally, when I came in, I don't know, I think I would put this part of friends. I think friends are the poison in the diaspora life.
Yeah.
If you have right friends, you're in the right place. Okay, of course with God. But friends mean a lot. And I think people who fall into depression, a lot of them are people who don't have real friends with them. Like you're not with the right people.
It's true.
And I wouldn't say I survived. I was about to get into it, but I would say I kind of saw it coming and I ran away. When you start thinking, if I talk to so-and-so, this is how I'm gonna feel. If I don't talk to so-and-so, this... It was all around friends. I never had an experience where I would say at my job, I felt like I'm being discriminated in a way that I would fall into depression. I would look at it more of friends. And then the social media life. Like looking at what other people are doing. People are in Europe. Of course, people are expecting you to live big things.
Yeah,
but if you cannot be able to afford them, be you, do you. I have that video, go watch it. Your identity, who are you? Because the moment you know who you are, it doesn't matter what you have and what you don't have. You have you. And you have to be right.
Yeah. So it's quite important for someone to know that they are valuable no matter what.
Yes. and your value is in your hands. It's not him or her to tell me. I don't know. Okay, of course you have to display yourself, right? Because you can't walk like a gangster and everybody wants to take you for, You also have to know how you present yourself, because the way you present yourself, that's what the world is going to take you for.
Exactly.
But my value...
I hear some people call it packaging.
Exactly, how you package yourself, it's very true. But your value, I think it's all, I don't know. Know who you are, have the right people. It's very important to have the right people around you.
That's quite true. I saw you have these good customer care services. You're quite social, you know how to attract customers.
I try.
Yeah, in connection with that, what can you tell someone who just wants to start a business here in Germany?
Business, it's doable. It's very doable because I'm doing it.
Yeah,
and I'm not
it's
stopping.
doable.
I'm not stopping. I want
So
to do
how
it.
can one get there? Because the simple ones start and they're like, oh, the tax,
You have to pay
the
tax.
money.
You can't run away from tax.
Yeah. So.
But you know what? If you fear to pay tax, you can't grow.
Yeah.
Because how are you going to grow when you're black? Of course we are black, but you can't do black business and grow.
Yeah.
It's like now I employ black people. I'm sorry guys, it's very noisy. We're in the city here.
Yeah, it's the streets.
We're in downtown Nairobi in Germany. You have to pay tax. It's like if I employed black people. Okay, like I mean black, like black paperwork. Not we can't account for anything. How are you going to know if your business is growing? So you have to be ready to pay tax. But don't think about tax. Think about that dream that you have to open a shop. It doesn't matter what you want to do. Because the government is not so malicious. Yeah. They don't take from beginners the way people fear. They also have a time they give you to grow.
Wow, excellent.
Of course.
Yeah.
You don't just come into business and the next thing somebody is knocking at your post box and saying this is what you have to pay. No. Not at all. Like first get to know what you want to do. That's very important. And what are the resources you have.
Okay.
What do you need?
Did you take a loan to start the
business?
Never.
I started with 200 euros.
Wow, that's amazing.
I have a video of that. You can check it on my YouTube channel, Leah the Dream Chaser. 200 euros.
So guys, don't forget to subscribe to her YouTube channel and also check out her videos. I mean, you will not regret it. They're quite inspirational. Yeah.
I started with 200 euros and I started with 10 people. Today we have a capacity of over 700 people. Like if you were to cater for people in a park, a garden, in a hall, we have that capacity. I didn't just wake up one day and say, hey, 700 people come and eat. No, 10 people, a pot after a pot, a spoon after a spoon, and a cup after a cup. 10 people ate, they paid me 700 euros. With that money, I thought, okay, the next event was 20 people, 30 people, and with this I used to invest. Of course, if 50 people eat and they're paying me like 3,000 euros, I know with this money I can be able to invest something small that I can be able to cater for a bigger number of people the next time. That means I began with a little, with the 10, to the 20, to the 30, to the 40, that brought me to this. Start small, because sometimes when you want to start big, you have to take then that loan. And if you take a loan with a business idea that you're not even sure about, you can be sure sometimes you'll be left paying that loan, the business will die, and there is nothing good. Yeah. I think start small and don't like put all the eggs in a basket. You know myself, I worked for my company for 4 years as I did this. Yeah,
so
I was in the office.
Like a backup
it was a backup, exactly. The office up and the workers were downstairs selling food. Of course, when there was a queue, I used to run and help to lunch and then go back to the office, depending. But I chose after 4.5 years to say it's bringing in good money, I'm leaving. And it's not about money, it's also passion.
So you have to have a plan.
Yeah.
You had already customers that know that, hey, they have mixed food, let me go here and take something.
I do.
Okay, great. So how did you just sprout out? Boom.
It was during the pandemic.
Okay.
When everybody was crying, we were thriving.
Wow, that's amazing.
I say it's like green grass in the desert. God chose to bless me at a time, and I love this most. that I can stand and say it's during the pandemic that I got my position in the society.
Amen.
Because before the pandemic, normally we were not here. I used to work in the office, and then we had to have stuff like the street food festivals in the Swiss. We were Belgium. We were in Hamburg. I was all over and never here. I never did this area. So they never knew me, you know. And God knew. I believe, as a believer, there is nothing that happens under the sun that God doesn't know. He knew your time will come, and it's going to be now that everything looks so dry that I'm going to bless you. Because then I had to put my truck. That's when we got to our second truck. It's last year in October. It was during the pandemic. And he put me here, and people started coming. They're like, oh, we have African food over here, you know. And during this time, I got the idea of mixing my spices. That's how Leah's Finest Spices was started. I got my book. It's in the car. It's having the last verification. It's been a tough time because we had a lot of write-on errors. And it's during this time that everything just sprouted. I would say it's during the pandemic that God chose. You know, it's not when something happens, not how something happens, but even when it happens.
Okay. And your fashion business, because I know you're into gastronomy and also you're a fashionista. Yes, so how is it doing? It's doing quite well as the gastronomy?
No.
Yeah, but it's peaking.
It did well, but I kind of put it on the side because I realized fashion needs a lot of time.
Yeah.
You know, and I would say I'm investing more for food because I realized I can't push both. You also, I would, because like this, like the dress I had in the morning, you saw it.
Yeah.
I did it today morning before I came to work. I'm somebody who wakes up and say I want to wear something looking like this, and I just do it. You know, I go to my fashion room and I create something. But if like to put it like I want to do fashion and sell my fashion, I have enough. I want to start up even a shop. But I feel like at the moment I want to nurture food because it's really moving. And so many people are into fashion. So many people, I believe even right people right watching, they are three watching who are into fashion. How many are into food? Tell me, not so many. Food is good, food is moving, and I realize I want to invest little and have more. And with food, it's that fashion is more time. And I don't know, but I believe since it's in me, these are things I just wake up and tear up and make up. It's not gonna die. Its time is coming, and I believe not before Christmas. That I'll say now food is set, I have my workers, let me get into fashion.
Okay, and do you have a place where you sell your spices?
Yeah, I have an online shop. It's called leahsfinest.com. If you check out, you'll see leahsfinestspices.com. I have an online shop, and it's really doing good. And what I love about the spices most is that, you know, sometimes like if you do fashion, you do size M, L, S, it doesn't matter. You can't wear all the sizes. If people don't buy. But with spices, I'm happy people are buying. But I told my, you know, I was talking to we do talk one-on-one with my husband. I said, you know what? If they don't buy the spices, I'm going to use them because I need spices every day. We need it for our trucks, for our food, you know. And that's one thing I love about spices so much. But it's moving. People order spices a lot. Actually, this is the first platform that I have where I'm having a lot of African clients. Because normally my food, you were here the whole time.
Yeah, I was.
Okay, today we had Africans who came in, which is really good, but I think 99.9% of my clients are Germans.
Yeah, I saw a lot of Germans flooding the place.
Yeah, there are more of them, and I love the spices because it brought the African then nearer to that what I'm doing.
Great. So, I like that you're doing something with your life and that you can stand out and say, yeah, as an African, I'm making it in Germany. It's not that difficult.
No.
You can also be someone. You can be independent. You can be an employer. And I see you employed even some Germans.
Yeah.
So it's very possible to become who you want to be with determination and the right spirit. I would like you just to look at the camera and inspire someone. Give them a parting shot.
Thank you so much for having hold on to this moment. I would like to encourage you. Maybe there is that what you've always wanted to do and you don't have the guts to do that. Go back to yourself, get in accordance with yourself, and make the first move. Normally, when you make the first step, you realize it wasn't so bad. It wasn't so hard, because when you make the first step, you'll have the courage to speak to somebody out there and tell them, you know what, I have an idea. At the same time, you have to be very careful. As you make that first step, you have to pray to God that you have to meet the right person. Because if you make that first step, which is very delicate, you know, it's like a kid who is learning to walk, and then they make the first step and they fall and hurt themselves. It might take them time to walk again, because they remember, I tried and I failed. You have to pray to God that the first person you're going to tell that what you want to do, your idea, it should be the right person. Pray to God that you don't meet a dream killer, because we have them, you know, and most of the times there are people very close to us. They just tell something and say, you know what, I think of doing this, and they tell you, oh, don't you dare. I know somebody, they'll even create a story that never existed. I know somebody who wanted and it never worked. Not everybody can be the same. And even if somebody else tried, that's not you. Compete in your own space. Don't try to want to be like anybody else. Me, myself, honestly, if I may be very, very honest, if I happen to buy a dress and I go to a party and I find somebody with that dress that we bought in the same shop, I'm going to manipulate my own dress. It will never be like her own.
Amazing.
It will never. Because I've always wanted to be different. And this wanting to be different has led me to heights that I would say amazing heights. A place where you meet people and say, how would I have met these people if I never risked? And that's why I say, get to the eagle mentality. You don't fear to fly alone. You don't fear heights, because the moment you say you are ready to fly, because that's when you make that first step and say, I'm ready to face the world into the eyes. Guys, I tell you, the air changes, thing changes. And in most cases, it becomes so comfortable and so beautiful. People who start calling you, different people. Because there are times you're just in a circle. People call you, they tell you, did you hear this? Did you hear that? You can't grow with this kind of people. Keep them off. Ask yourself, who are these people who get to talk to you every day? What do they do in your life? What have they done in your life so far? Because if they've not changed you or made an impact in your life, you're not going anywhere. You better stop today, as hard as it sounds. Start a new lane, because also when you change lane, I don't know, most of you I know, you drive on highways and you realize sometimes you're so comfortable. Like me, sometimes when I want to make a phone call, of course hands-free, not. I don't talk when I'm driving, I try my best hands-free. You realize when you're on the slower lane, you are more comfortable. As you change lanes, you get serious. Sometimes you drive with one hand, but it comes a time you have to hold that steering with both hands. That means it's more concentrated, it's more dangerous. But the moment you get to that lane, it gets faster. And that's how you get faster to your destiny. Are you wanting to stay in a lane that is so comfortable, just to have these people around you that are always there when you need them? Have people who are always busy when you want to be with them, because that's how you're going to grow. You can't be people that anytime you want, they're always available. Sometimes you can just be undercover, you know, like miss in action. But know why you're missing in action. Don't miss in action. Let people have a false idea, image over you, and you are suffering down within. That's why first get in accordance with yourself and then change that lane as fast as you can. Watch my video about changing of lanes in life. It will help you. Change your lane, because there are people you cannot dare keep in your life if you want to move. And I chose to move. I chose to move. And I'm sure people who are watching this that were in my lane realized that I started overtaking them one by one, because I realized I'm misleading them or they are misleading me. You know why? We never got anywhere. You can't be in Europe for 10 years and you are living the same life. How? You have to start dining with those bosses. Start sitting with those people. Shopping where they shop. Don't say, this shop, go there and shop, because even that money you get, you just use it in the wrong places. Do something that will make you get your value back if that's what you want. But I believe value is not about what you have. It's about what you feel, and it's deep within you. Get in accordance with your deep you, and you'll be right.
Wow. Yeah. That was amazing. That was amazing. I really learned a lot. Yeah. And there's something I've come to understand, that where God is involved, a lot of things happen. When you have passion for God and also you have a passion for your dreams, then you can be anything you want to.
Of course.
and then patience, kind of, then understanding yourself. So if you're out there and you don't know what to do, just find time to realize, who am I? Get to know yourself first.
Yeah.
And then get to understand, where is God leading me to sprout.
Yeah.
Until next time, I am your host, Sela Gaomi. And I'm Leah.
Thank you so much. It was such a pleasure.
Amazing.
For the cameraman, thank you so much. You look amazing. I love your outfit. I would
Thank
say
you,
this.
thank
Every
you.
time I want to look at the camera, I love Kenke so much. I told you when you just came.
Kente,
Yeah, Kente. I love it's called Kente.
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 I love it.
Yeah.
I love it. Every time I sit, I feel
I'll
like I
buy one
want to
for
make
you.
some fashion.
I'll buy one for you.
Yeah?
How,
Thank
so that
you.
people
They're
can
expensive.
see you.
I know. I have some of them from Kenya, but I think you have the original. I don't know.
We
I
have the original, yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
I love it. I love the color. It's amazing.
Very good.
Yes. And thank you so much.
What did this lady want me to come inside?
It was amazing. Thank you.
Yeah, so as I'm always at the back of the camera, but this time, I mean, I
You have
don't
to
know,
come to the front.
the front for my Kente to be shown, because she said that she loved it so much.
Yes.
And the design, so yeah, we have to start loving ourselves
Yes.
as Africans.
Yes.
That's what I'm doing, and
Very
you are
true.
doing too. So
Yes.
when I came, I was very excited, because when I saw all these Africans,
Yeah.
and I'm so very, very, let's say, happy to be
Yeah.
here, because
Yeah.
what you're doing, there are not a lot of us that are doing it. I mean, you are from Kenya doing it, but I think that if we as African, we can join our hands together
That's true.
and create something like this. You know, we don't have restaurants, we don't have even the place that we go and buy food. Our
I know.
Afro shop, they are very, very terrible. If I should say it that way, but
Hi.
I think
Hello.
I think as time goes on, as she has started, we are also going to move forward.
Yeah, let's keep it moving,
Yeah.
man. Let's have chains and chains and chains.
Of course.
Yeah, not just chicken all over, doner all over.
No.
Let's do this. People are loving it, and we are so few. I would count maybe 2-3 people that I know that do tracks. And if we were just many, we can dominate this place. They need us. Of course, they need us. And
also thought it was quite a business.
of course, it is.
One can venture into.
Of course. And let me tell you, it doesn't matter how many people we are. There's one thing I believe. I'm me. The way you present your thing is not the way I present mine.
No,
That means
no.
we can never, your plate is your plate.
Yeah.
Of course we can share, because there are events where you feel, oh, there's so much to be invested. Let's partner.
Let's partner. Yeah.
But then that's partnering, and that doesn't stop you from growing anyway. And
No,
if you have a
no.
good partner, it's even the best, because then you have someone to talk to. I thank God that I have my husband, because he knows my losses. When I go home, like now, the day was really good. When I come in, he'll be saying, I know the day was good. He knows when my face, and when I come in, hey, hi guys, I start screaming from downstairs. And he knows, oh, the day was good. Have somebody you can cry with, but the right person. Yeah.
Okay, thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you.
Walking in the light. We are walking in the light. Walking in the light. We are walking in the light. Walking in